beautiful people, it's Francesca of HeyFranHey.com. So last time I gave you guys an overview of what my natural hair regimen looked like. And I said that I would do videos breaking down step by step. The first step of my regimen was finger detangling, so that's what we'll be doing today. I'll show you guys how I managed to get through this 5-day-old wash and go without a comb, without a brush, and just these. The reason that I do that is because it's so much easier to get through my hair before jumping in the shower so that the wash process won't take as long. It'll probably take me anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes because it's just easier to get through the conditioner when your hair is already raked out. So let's jump right in. Finger detangling time. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys the 2 ways that I kind of flip-flop between depending on need. I do a dry detangle when I have when I have my hair in a protective style, meaning braids or twists. So you know, sometimes when you have braids or twists, you want to kind of extend how long they're in your hair without having to go wash your hair and redo the braid and redo the twist. So what I do is I take coconut oil, and this one is by Spectrum. It's organic virgin coconut oil, USDA organic. I don't know if you guys can see that. But I take coconut oil, I don't put any water because coconut oil is really thick, it's really moisturizing, really penetrating. So it actually is an incredible detangler. So what I do is I section, well no, actually if my hair is already in a protective style, it's already in sections because you have the individual twists, individual braids. So I just unravel whichever one, you know, I'm going to start off with. And I coat it with the coconut oil and just rake it through to make sure it's detangled, and then I twist it back up or braid it back up depending on what style I have. So that way you can extend your protective styles and make sure that your hair is detangled, because sometimes if you leave your protective style for too long without detangling, by the time wash day comes around, it's gonna be a mess trying to get through it. So it's better to do that every couple of days. So that's what I do dry detangling for. Now wet detangling is for days like this where I have a wash and go that I'm ready to wash out. So I use the curl enhancing smoothie by Shea Moisture. I know you guys are used to this product. I use that, and I use water, and I, you know, break this off into sections, and I just rake it through. And when it's fully detangled, then I jump in the shower, and the wash process is like 5-10 minutes. Just makes life a lot easier. So in a nutshell, this side I'll show you guys dry detangling for protective styling days. This side I'll show you guys wet detangling for wash and go days. So yeah, let's jump right in. So I put this up, make sure you guys can see that. I'll sit back a little bit. So this side is going to be the wet detangle, so we're going to save this for later. So I take the coconut oil, if I can get it open, and take about that much, and I coat my hands. And let's start off with this front section. Now, like I said, I do this when I have protective style. You can also do this for if you have a wash and go. I mean, it's just options. There's no natural hair rule book, so just use the steps as you can and see which one works out for you. So hands coated with coconut oil. Take this first section. If it's in a braid, I just unravel the braid, but right now, since my hair is in a wash and go, and I coat it first, coat the whole thing, and then make sure you guys can see, I start from the bottom, the ends, and I kind of just start running my fingers through it. And you see, it's really not that hard. And your hair is going to shed because it's getting rid of the unnecessary hair. So don't freak out when your hand has some hair in it. It's totally normal. Let me put this back. And you guys see how I pretty much just got through that piece. Hope you guys can see clearly. I can already run my finger through it. Look at that, and it's detangled, it's moisturized, and it's ready to be put back into a twist, back into a braid, or just saved for when you're gonna wash it. It'll be easier to get through when you're ready to wash that piece out. So I'm just twisting it so that I can kind of save the spot and not have to go over that piece again. Hope that makes sense. I'll do a couple more pieces just so you guys can get an idea. But you see how quick that was? That's why I've been doing it for a while, so I know my hands are kind of just used to the technique. But you know, it's worth trying. It's so much better for your hair. You're able to retain a lot more length and a lot more hair because your combs and your brushes kind of rip through your knots, but your fingers actually feel for the knots, so you're able to separate your hair from those knots without having to rip through them and, you know, rip your hair out basically. So that's how my hair is always so full and so long, because I'm minimizing damage basically by not using any tools. So that was the first section. I'll do a couple more pieces. Let's take this side one. And take the coconut oil. That's how much it took. My hair is really thick, so I like to really coat it. And remember to coat the hair from root to end first before running your finger through it, because you want to make sure it's properly lubricated. And then start at the ends. You guys can see, just kind of start raking your finger. And then just kind of work your way up. And when the days that your hair is really detangled, you don't want to like rip through it. You want to like separate. Because I know some days my hair is like unbearable. Right now it's pretty easy, but you can just separate the hair. And you see how I already raked through that just that quickly. So I want to make sure I show you guys this step a little closer, just so you guys are catching it. Remember, your hair should be fully lubricated. You don't want to rip it out. So I start at the end and kind of work my way through it like this. Make sure it's separated. And then just kind of work your way up until you're all the way at the root. And then make sure you go all the way through to make sure that the shed hairs are out, all the knots and tangles are out. And there you go. And then I'm gonna twist it up. So if my hair was in the protective style, this would just be retwisting for me. But right now I'm doing this so that we don't have to go over that section again. Okay. And if my hair was in twists or in braids, I would, after doing this, I would take the castor oil that I showed you guys last time, the black Jamaican, why do I keep saying it? The Jamaican black castor oil. I keep switching up the words. And I take the oil and I seal my ends, because as you can see, my ends looking kind of scraggly. But the castor oil is like a honey, so it really seals it really tightly and pretty. Okay, so hopefully those two pieces gave you guys an idea of how I finger detangle on dry hair with coconut oil. Like I said before, this is good for extending protective styles, or you can try it with your wash and go. It's up to you, it's just an option. Okay, so that was the dry detangling side. Then, now we'll jump into the wet detangling side. Like I said, this is what I would do today since my wash and go is ready to be washed out. I would use the curl enhancing smoothie. So what I do first is fill up your bottle with warm water. Distilled water is usually best just because the water is fresher for your curls. So I'll take a section. Start off with this, hopefully you guys can see. And I'll just spritz it from the root to the end. Coat it with the water. Because remember, water is the most moisturizing of all things. So once you get that through there, then I take about this much of the smoothie, coat my hands, my palms, and I coat it over the water. And remember, like I said before, I'll sit a little closer, start at the ends and start detangling. And then when you can run your fingers through your ends, then you start working your way up. Ooh, see, I had a little knot there. So when you hit a knot, just slowly separate it. See, if I had a comb, the comb would have just ripped right through that knot. But now I was able to save that hair because my finger felt it and just separated the strands. So look, like I said, you're gonna lose a little bit of hair, but that's totally normal. I already just got through this piece. You guys can see, so I just rake right through. See how simple that was? No comb, no brush. Just my curl enhancing smoothie and some water. So I'll twist it just to keep that piece separate. Hope you guys can see. I don't know if the lighting is clear, but I'll do a second piece. Sit a little closer. Let's take this piece, put this back, necklace in the way. So like I said, your bottle of water, warm water, just spray it a little bit, coat it with the water from the root to the end. Then I take curl enhancing smoothie, or it can be a detangler of your choice. It doesn't have to be the curl enhancing smoothie, as long as it's something that's water based and creamy that will help your hair feel lubricated. You never want to detangle on completely dry hair because that is just a mess. That will just rip your hair right out. So now that that's lubricated, start at the ends and work your way up. See, I hit a knot. So what do? I just go back and just separate it. And now, no knot. So rake through. And I know some people that finger detangle and they keep a comb just for the end of finger detangling. Like let's say, now that I rake through with my hand, up here on me. Now that I rake through with my hand, I know some people that keep a comb just to make sure, and they rake through it with the comb just to make sure that everything is fully detangled. So you can try that too. But I just like doing it with my hands all together. So we'll twist that up just to get it out of the way. So that's how I do it when my hair is in a wash and go and I'm ready to wash it. So now what I would do is I'll do the whole side And then when I'm ready to wash it, I jump right into the shower and I wash my scalp and then unravel the parts that are already detangled and wash through them. And it's just that simple. So I'm gonna do my whole head, but we're gonna fast forward because I know you guys don't want to sit here watching me do my whole head. So here we go. Okay, so I pretty much got through it. So this side, you guys see, I think I would say it took me, what, 8 minutes, 9 minutes, 10 minutes? I cheated a little, I stuffed the last one back here. But yeah, so like I said, this is how I finger detangle. So now look at that. It's all detangled, moisturized, and ready to be washed. And on this side, where are my two little twists? My twist here. See, done dry, done wet. It's all up to you. What I will say is, if you are someone that only co-washes, and let me sit back a little. If you're someone that only co-washes and you don't use shampoo or any kind of clarifier or cleanser, when you are using oil in your hair, you definitely want to clarify it, because oil, even coconut oil, all oil builds up even when you're sealing. So I suggest doing an apple cider vinegar wash at least once every 2 weeks or once a month, it's up to you. Or the Terra Essentials Pure Earth hair wash, which I've just started using myself every 2-3 weeks, just to kind of make sure that my scalp is really cleaned and my follicles and hair shaft are really cleared out. So make sure you do that because oil does build up. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope this was helpful. I hope you guys got the steps. Like I said, this is coconut oil by itself. This was curl enhancing smoothie with some water. Rake it in from the bottom, build your way up, and then, you know, twist or bantu knot, whatever you need to do to keep the sections separated. So, ooh, the sun just left us. So next week the video will show you guys how I go from this to sitting under the beautiful hair steamer with my Shea Moisture Deep Treatment Mask. So I hope this was helpful. Let me know, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Have a great weekend, guys. Bye.